All right, I believe we are live. So, yeah, Streamlabs just was not having it, so we're just going to be here today at least. And yeah, just be in the chat. We'll just be chatting. It is currently about 1:30. We'll be here for a couple hours. But yeah, what should we start out with? We got nobody watching currently, but I assume we'll get somebody in the chat. In other news, today Disney is moving to remove the sequel trilogy from the Star Wars timeline. So maybe that'll make a little bit of progress. I don't think it'll make much though. But we will see. We will see. See if I can. I'll play around with settings. Hmm. Well, that didn't do us any good. I'm just trying to see what I can do. And we got our first viewer. So yeah, we're just chatting. 2 minutes in, that's not too bad. But yeah, chat or oh, have you seen the that Disney is looking into removing the sequel trilogy from the Star Wars timeline? Personally, for me, I think it's good. But then again, you also do have some they Force Awakens. Personally, it wasn't too bad, and 2 viewers. How about just like that? They're just streaming in here. But yeah, it's Force Awakens as a standalone film. It's good. I think they should remove Last Jedi for sure, and then arguably Force Awakens. But yeah. Oh, did that fix it? No, well, partially, I guess. So yeah, let's see what else. Mandalorian and Grogu. Could that help save Star Wars? I don't know. It might. It might not. Time will tell, though. Time will tell. I hope it does good, though. I'm definitely gonna see it in the theater. And Jibber Jabber Action Figures here. Hello, older viewers tend to. Older viewers tend to be. Well, yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a true statement. However, while as great as the original trilogy is, the fact is that newer you have to keep newer generations in the loop of Star Wars for it to really last a long time. Like if there was only a set run of Superman comics, or if there were only Superman comics and there was no Superman cartoon, no Superman movie, what the newer generations would not have gotten into Superman. And so I'm just using it as an analogy. So that's how I think it's gonna have to work out with Star Wars. I like Rey, Finn, Kylo, but not the story so much. Rey, not so much for me. Finn and Kylo and Poe, they were all cool. It the story again, it was just a copy paste really. That's all that was. But yeah, no, it's definitely not really. It's not really looking too bad. But yeah, no, we crossed Jibber Action Figure. We did cross 250 subscribers. So we did do that. And yeah, we're well on our way. Actually, we might gain. I'm looking to pick up maybe a subscriber in this stream. So we'll see what happens. But yeah. Let's check the chat again. The stories are not very. Yeah. That's awesome to get more subs. Oh yeah. It's always great when you get more subs. So let's see here. Let's check. I'll kind of constantly be checking the chat. So I'll reload this. Turn that volume down. Yeah, 252 is what we're sitting at right now. But yeah, no, more. You always gotta. It's a. However, though, on YouTube, once I get monetized, and I'm not tired. Well, I guess memberships will help kind of pay a little bit because I know I'll get a couple members from the usuals, and then um, I will hopefully, once I get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time hours, the views really are what pay. If you get a good video, getting lots of views. The views are always what pay, and we got 3 people watching. But yeah, no, I got a great video a couple great videos coming out this week actually, because we got our Galaxy's Edge review, and then maybe this week. No, I'll save that one for the following week. R47 review, so that will be just great. So we can review him. And Solo Star Wars story costs 300 million. Yeah. So I say they're ahead of the game. Look, Solo it was underlooked. It's one of my favorite Star Wars movies actually. And I know as much hate as it gets, there's like there's a couple bad moments in it that just are like, did they really have to do that? But there's just so many more good moments in it that really make it good. So it's definitely an overlooked movie. And yeah. Hmm. What else should we talk about? We But yeah, no, I talked about that earlier in the show. We're only 10 minutes in and I can't figure out what I talked about 10 minutes ago. But I would definitely I would like Mandalorian and Grogu to do good. And in a way, Disney has just under promoted the movie. Because I've seen ads for the little remote control AT-AT and the ATRT, I think is what it's called. So I've seen ads for those. Those look pretty cool, don't get me wrong. I might pick one of those up. But who knows? And I always forget the names of my mini rig, so I'll look at it. But oh, where is that page? And I know it's in this catalog. The INT4. So that's in Mandalorian and Grogu. I would be curious as to if Hasbro's gonna make a toy out of that, out of the INT4, of course. I don't have an INT4, and then I just look on eBay because why not? And they're all over $100 now, at least for the complete ones. Let's. Anthony should have played Solo. Look at his look up his impression of Harrison Ford. It's imperfect. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that it's good. I don't know who that actor is, unfortunately. Well, I don't know many actors. I should know more. But I know your Star Wars actors, like the main ones. Like Peter Cushing, Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher. I know Tom Cruise, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone. He played Harrison Ford in Age of... Yeah, I mean, it's... If he did that, I'm sure it's a good impression. The key would be, though, does he look like a younger Harrison Ford? That's the real key. Because in Solo, they're all younger. And they would be... Look him up, he looks like him. Alright. I'll do that right now. So... Nope, we don't want that one. Hold on. Give me a moment. Awesome. Yeah, I'll show you it. I'll show you him, and I'll tell you my thoughts. So we'll... Oh, come on. It's being difficult. Okay. So... It is... A... N... T-H... O... N... Y... Okay. And then we got I believe. So ING. N G. And this is an old phone, so it'll take me a moment. There he is. All right. Okay. Let's pull up an image. Talking about this guy. Is that kid? I can kind of see the young Harrison Ford there. He definitely. Yeah, make sure it's Han. Make sure it's Han Solo. Who do who do we got in the chat? Yeah, let's put him in timeout. Yeah, make sure it's Han Solo does the cantina scene. He does look like a younger Harrison Ford. I'll give you that. It is definitely a younger Harrison Ford. Yeah, the afternoon shows, they always get trolls. So we had somebody just pop in there. The impression is amazing and perfect. Oh yeah. Listen, I'm sure it is. You honestly thought that would keep me down. Yeah, you're not gonna be in this chat, so we are going to put you in timeout. So we got a troll in the chat. Listen, if you don't want to talk about Star Wars, you're not going to be on the show. It's just a part of streaming, so we got Jibber Jabber Action Figures moderator here. So thanks for keeping the chat clean. Oh, what was that? I'm blanking on the name here, but there's a YouTuber you would definitely like. He builds custom display cases. And he's back on another account. So he's in timeout again. He's gonna run out of accounts soon, don't worry. He'll just keep coming back and we'll keep blocking him. Oh, the fun of streaming. Fortunately, though, in a way, this kind of is working out, though. I don't know how to do anything that is, well, as long as you just got the wrench, people will feel a sense of order in this chat from you. So it doesn't matter just as long as your name is in blue. That's all that matters. In a way that though the Streamlabs the Streamlabs tech issue, because on Streamlabs I can't block people directly, whereas on here I can just block people. So I the afternoon shows will just have to be on here. We got 4 people watching. Hello, what is the new Mandalorian and Grogu show? It is releasing soon. Um, so it's not a show, it's the movie, and the movie releases May 22nd. Although if depending on your theater, which I know some theaters in my area are showing it like at 7 p.m. on Thursday, so I could watch it on Thursday here. Unfortunately, though, it is a school night, so I can't do that. But I'm gonna watch it opening weekend. Don't worry. But it there's a nice Kenner mini rig. If you know what that line is, the I'll just give you a short history on mine as well. But um, it was just kind of a line of not I don't want to say cheap toys, but they were kind of in a way that because of course it's General Yoda's in it. Um, I don't know who that is. I'm not the most knowledgeable on Star Wars characters, so if you give me a little more, 6 people in the chat, wow. But so these are your mini rigs. Okay, so you got some stuff from the actual movie there, and then just kind of some things that were just off camera. That's what they. But so number 4 right there, the INT4, that's gonna be in the movie, and it's exactly because I heard there was a. I heard he was in the trailer and the main villain. Hey, maybe. We got another person in the chat. What's up, guys? I still have my old figures. I didn't know there was a small and big head Han. I have the small head Han. Good stuff. Yeah. I love the small head Han. Why Kenner changed him, that's beyond me. Because he's a great figure. And he looks good. I'll actually grab him right now. Of course, the blaster loves to fall out of his hand, so I just put a little bit of poster tack on it, on the blaster handle, so that it can stay in his hand if it wants. So now it's being difficult. I found a spoiler that said Mandalorian dies and Grogu grows up. It happens eventually. It will happen. Because what Yoda lived for 900 years. So I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, this movie does good and then they got to make another one. Because Grogu's 50 years old in season 1. And he's probably 60 by this. So Mando probably ages, and I'm just rough estimating, probably about 60 years old. So we'll say Mando. We'll be generous. Say Mando lives till 90, and that would put Grogu at about 100, or maybe a little more. I'm 45. Played with them as a kid. Um, I'll read the rest of that chat later. YouTube just does not like to give me time on these. Okay. Yep, you're gone again. We're gonna put you in timeout. But yeah. No, the Mandalorian and Grogu, man. I every part of me wants this movie to do good. Cause you know why? If this movie does good, it's gonna bring a new generation of Star Wars fans in. And it's gonna keep the greatness alive for another while longer. Another generation's gonna get to enjoy it. Oh, come on. Tack in there. But yeah, there's your small head Han. Right there. That's an original. That's not the 1990s version. So we'll check up on the chat. Um, hey, Blacked Out Ewoks is here. Hello. Um, found a, yeah, okay, we read that one. I'm 45, so I played with them as a kid. I have my stepbrother's collection. I'm not up to date on the newer lore. Yeah, I'm not either. Well, there goes his blaster. Mine are all originals, yeah. The only reason I say that is because there has been confusion on the internet recently with kind of some newer collectors about the what's original and what's not. So I always like to clarify that mine's original. Still have my original big head totally trashed. Yeah. Needed to get my 3D printed blaster, or I'll read the rest of that while I try to retack his blaster. I don't know why it has to do this, but it does. Or maybe I found a good solution. This might work just as good. Yeah, that'll work good, maybe even better. The ultimate test is how long it'll stay in. So we'll get caught back up on the chat. Need to get me a 3D printed blaster. Originals are insane. Oh yeah, original blasters they're just hard to get. We used to put the figures in model cars full of firecrackers. Man, we were dumb if we knew the values. I mean, listen, I've heard stories. I'm only 14. I wouldn't dare do that with them now, but I'm sure back then I would have, maybe with a Ewok or something. But even my dad did it. Everybody did it back then. You didn't know any better. You thought, oh, they'll be, in they because they're toys. They're not. You're not like buying a car. They're toys. They're meant to be played with. Even my uncles have told me stories and stuff. Just yeah. And I'm, of course, my collector's brain now is like, oh, why would you have done that? Why? But then again, back then, so yeah, it's a totally true statement. Totally true. Oh yeah, and then this week we also have a Hasbro's price gouging again video, which it really is price gouging this time. $600. 600 for a Grogu, really. I've got my Grogu. He makes sounds, does all that good stuff. And I have even got the rarest piece right here. That's always missing. But yeah, Hasbro's re-releasing him, and it's $600 this time. And Han's gun's about to fall back out. Maybe if I just tack it on the outside of the fingers only, that'll fix it, won't it? Well, there goes his blaster. Hey, 2 likes. If you haven't already, please remember to like the live stream. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. That's the best way that you can support me. Well, I want to pick up a couple subs. Hey, we got another like. That's the key. Always remind people. Always remind them. Yeah, that should really fix his blaster. But yeah. And 4 likes. There we go. We're just picking up. We'll set Han aside. But yeah, let's do a quick subscriber check, see if we got anybody new here and anybody new to join the channel. So we'll reload this. And we did not. Glad you kids do this stuff. Audience may be small now, but glad you kids do this stuff. Audience may be small now. In a couple of years, you may have thousands. Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that. The thing is it starts out small. Okay, so you project one goal, and then you gotta, all right, we met that goal. So my first goal was get to 50. So we got to 50 within a year. And then I said, okay, we got to 50. Now we're setting our eyes on 100. So we got to 100. I said, all right, we're setting our eyes on 200 or 250. So we got to 250 last night, actually. And then we said, okay, we got there. So now, and at New Year, every New Year's I set my goal. This year's goal was 300. We're gonna crush that goal. Crush it. And at this rate, I'm gonna set 2027's goal to get monetized. And by that I don't mean I'm gonna have ads, because there's no way I'm getting, well, I'm not gonna say there's no way, but it's unlikely that by 2028 I'll have over 1,000 subscribers. And however, though, if we get members, once we get members, the members will have some nice perks. And I should really start thinking about that. 4 viewers watching. So the night shows are always, heck yeah, dude. The way AI is going, people would rather watch your channel than the filth. People respect real. Oh yeah. Real content, you can't match it. Even AI, if there's an AI takeover, people, I mean, don't get me wrong, the AI Star Wars fan films are great. And I'm saying that because they're things Disney, at least at this point, is not capable of doing, because Disney will always say, well, it has to be expensive because it will only be good if it's expensive. But just look at these Star Wars AI fan films. It's for toy reviews, it's different, but for fan films at least, it's a whole different thing. So I can definitely see where you're coming from there. And yeah, no, we got 3 current viewers. What do you guys want to see? We got a good collection going here. And especially because Disney is in talks right now, it's rumored that they're gonna say, hey, we messed up. Kind of like they did with the Alien movies, where they said, hey, in order for these new movies to make sense, just ignore the sequels. Pretend like the sequels never happened. And could that save Star Wars? It would set it in the right direction. That decision alone won't make a difference, but it'll send it in the right direction. It'll send the right message to fans that they really do care once again. But yeah, we're just chilling and chatting here. Shall we break out the cool things? The the coolest Star Wars toys? The best Star Wars toys? To all of you fans out there, you are a real passionate Star Wars fan and a real passionate collector if you know what this is. So yeah, this is one of my favorite pieces right here. Now I just need to, well, I guess I can maybe prop it up like that. Why did the micro ATST fall down there? That shouldn't be like that. Oh yeah, it is cool. Ooh, I could. Mm, now that gives me the idea. I'll set up the figures that came with it. Lobby cards? No. It is actually far rarer than that. So we gotta get the Tusken Raider, the Sand Person. Now this one's gonna be stretch up here to Boba Fett. At least I think I left him in the slave one. Yeah, I did. But yeah, no. And then Snaggletooth's an easy reach. He's in the same place he was in the thumbnail. At least if that thumbnail did go through, which I hope it did. I can check on the thumbnail. If not, I'll just change it after the show. It's not a big deal. So, slide the slave one back up there. Grab his gaffy stick. Okay. Of course, while I was up there, I probably missed out on some chats. No, I did not. I'm surprised by that. Okay, so, Tusken Raider. We got, I'll realign his blaster first. A Boba Fett. Well, there's that. And then we'll have a red Snaggletooth right there. But so, this is, it's a cool piece. And I say that because if you know, you know the 3-packs, right? I'm assuming you know what the 3-packs are. Yeah, give me a 1 in the chat if you know what the 3-packs are. The original Kenner 3-packs, not the new Hasbro 3-packs. We're talking about the originals that came with Boba Fett, Snaggletooth, the Tusken Raider. Oh, man. They are so rare. I think the cheapest one sells for like 10,000. Well, the cheapest one is like $5,000, sealed in the pack, of course. And they just came with the generic figures, and then the Android set, the villain set, the hero set, and the alien set came with special offers. So this is the villain set, and then the Android set came with a little droid sail backdrop, and then the hero set came with a little Yavin base backdrop, and then the alien set came with the Cantina Band backdrop. They're cool. They really are. And then um yeah, the Boba Fett the this one is definitely the rarest of them all. And like that says, and of course that's my friend Max's handwriting cuz I bought it from him. This set 1970s RAF special action figure set 3-pack display stand Boba Fett set exclusive. The set complete sell for over $10,000. So that would be sealed. So that's not really an accurate loose price. And the 1970s RAF special action figure set 3-pack exclusive display stand is what the other one reads. I'll check the chat. But yeah, it's a very nice piece. And then of course the two little ends. So that's a flap and then that's a flap. And so you can kind of fold it out. Now, do you know what a Rebel rocket is? Cuz those are cool. I love my Rebel rockets. But yeah, Rebel rockets are. If you don't know what that is, I assume you wouldn't know what a Rebel rocket is. But yeah, I love my Rebel rockets. Liv, when did he comment? Oh yeah, so that's when he commented. Just checking our top fans. So our top fans for this stream are HM Murdoch, Jibber Jabber Action Figure, said the Sloth, and in fourth place is Blacked Out Ewoks. Blacked Out Ewoks is a great channel to watch, at least. I like them. Check if we got any new subscribers. Gotta check that frequently. Well, still at 252. We got 4 people watching. Hey, if you haven't already liked, please do that. And if you haven't already subscribed, you should also do that. I was looking and seeing what I believe is the first set of Kenner 1977. I need to drag them all out. Kenner Star Wars action figures, because those came out in 1978, actually. Those were your action figures. But there was some 1977 stuff, like the early bird was 77. Some puzzles, some games. Those were also cool. Came out in 77. I'll make you a moderator. 78, yeah. I'll get you the little blue wrench. I have several lobby cards. They would display them in the theater lobby. They're on eBay. I just found the one you've got. Oh yeah, there's two of them on eBay right now. There's the $300 one with the three Sam people, and then there's the $100 one with just the backdrop. But yeah, they're not lobby cards though. Cause now that you explained what a lobby card is, cause I was blanking on. I know what lobby cards are. Um, but yeah, no, these were They might they. It's a. It definitely is a popular image. It's in the Star Wars book, or the story of Star Wars book, because I have that book, and it has this image. So it's. I wouldn't say it's not on a lobby card. It's just the specific one I have is the backdrop to the special offer for the 3-pack. That's the one I have. So it's. I wouldn't say it's not on a lobby card because it very well could be. It's just this one is not a lobby card. So yeah, I'll check out lobby cards. That sounds like something I would like though. But yeah, no, I do want the Yavin base one though. That one I really do want. You know, I'll eventually have all three of them. That's my ultimate goal. And we got Star Wars Daddy in the chat. Do I need to get that backdrop for my collection? And then where does it go? Well, that's the thing. I see what you mean about lobby cards. I have ones from Vans autographed. Well, that's good. So you should. It would just. So Star Wars Daddy. These are so. They're not like a big playset. It's just a. You could just slide it in the back of one of your showcases, and it would still display great. I frame in a frame. Yeah. No. I would love to get this framed actually. It would look great, but I like it how it is. It would be a great framed piece. Yeah, we got quite a chat going. Oh yeah, um we did have a troll in the chat earlier, but we dealt with him. He's gone now. And then of course, as I'm gonna say that, it's gonna trigger him again. I I see the one on eBay like yours for 175. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a second one. What is it? 8 by 10. Um hmm. I don't it's not an hmm. Ooh, that's a tough question. Yeah, but there is one on eBay like mine, and I would not pass up on that opportunity. So, I'll go grab a tape measure real quick and we can measure it. Alright, I got the ruler so we can measure it. So, this is gonna be a 5 and maybe measure it from this side. I'll actually just measure it off camera. About 5.5 tall and about 10.5 wide. That's the measurements. And I know I missed a chat there, so I'll get caught back up on that. 11 by 14, yeah. You're a little off on that one, but not too bad. Yeah, no. It's a great piece. Although once I get all 4 of them, I will get that framed. And I do have a good frame for it. Way off, yeah. Gotta run, take care. Alright, well, yeah, we appreciate you being here. So, we'll be on for a little while longer. Yeah, so that's that piece. It's a great piece. I love it. And then another. But yeah, just pieces like that, they're cool to have, and they don't take up a lot of space. And I mean, Star Wars Daddy, if you should definitely pick one up though, because even if you can't display it, you're not gonna regret it, because as soon as the internet finds out about it, it's gonna just spike up there in value. And these are so rare, and it just so happens to be that there's 2 on eBay. So, or maybe one of them is sold, I don't know. But yeah. Almost 2:30. Almost 2:30. How about that? What else? We got I don't think that would be very entertaining, actually. Ooh, we could continue we could do another Fortnite match live on stream, but we'll save that till the end, if we do at least. But yeah. And then I should definitely make a video on the lobby cards. I've got like 4 or 5. That's still good. My eBay items are ending soon, and a huge box of CAS I was delivered today, so I might have to bail soon. Then Mother's Day stuff. Well, yeah. Yeah. eBay listings, all that good stuff. I guess it is Sunday, but yeah, no, I was live till like 2 in the morning earlier today. Right after your stream, so we had Donnie on the show. And then I said I'd be back around 1:30. So we're back here. I'll be live for 3 hours probably. Until I gotta go have dinner or something. But just chatting, trying to pick up some new subscribers is the ultimate goal. Chatting with the usuals, the fans. And yeah. Donnie is always on when do you sleep? You know, early morning hours, I guess you could say. But yeah. No, I ended the show last night. I went right to bed, got up at like I was in bed about 3 last night. Then I got up at like 9. Then we did a couple of things, and then filmed a couple videos, and then we hopped on live again. And I won't be live next weekend because I got stuff I gotta do. But then the following weekend, well, that's Mandalorian and Grogu. So I'll go see it in the theater, and then I'll come back and I'll do a stream with my honest reaction, and I'll do a video on that as well. But yeah, last night's stream has, I think, I'll check it right now. But when I hopped on, it had like 70 views. But we will. Let's check up on that. If the movie isn't, well, isn't what? Isn't good? Isn't coming out? It's gotta be good. Good, I'll send you something you need in your collection. Well, what would that be? A surprise or something? Why do I have like 5 of the same streams up? That's odd. So I'll have to take those ones down. So that's strange right there. So now I've got like people going to the wrong streams. So I might be able to take those down on this. A rope for your Death Star playset, but I know it will be good, so you might not be sending it to you. Oh, yeah, that. But I know it will be good, so I might not be sending it. Oh, so you have a spare one. Yeah, I would love that piece. I would love that piece. That little rope. It's always gone. But then again, you just never see Death Stars come in collections. The Death Star is like, it's the specialty piece. Favreau and Filoni, the bomb, they're in charge of Star Wars now. Oh yeah, their dream for Star Wars is it's a good dream. It's a good vision. If it's bad, I'll send it to you. If it's good, we'll just celebrate how good it is. That's the bet. Alright. Bad like how beat up, bent, snapped. I assume that's what you're meaning. But yeah. No, I do not do repro over here. I'm not a repro guy. I thought about repro for a hot second. No, if the movie is bad. Oh. Well, I hope it's not. Although this movie, when it comes out, it still is it still is from the Kathleen Kennedy era. You have to remember that. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's not good, but I also wouldn't be surprised if it's a great movie, because this is Kathleen Kennedy's creation. Or I've got a little bit of repro, but I tend to mark it so it doesn't get mixed in with real. Oh yeah. Yeah, you always gotta mark that stuff. But it does depend on the collector as well. The collector definitely will. If you're a collector just collecting to collect and you don't really care and you just want to have your collection and just see the figures with the accessories and you don't really care if they're, well, that's one thing. But if you're actively trying to convince people it's all real and every gun's a reproduction, that's a different story. But yeah, repro, it's good and bad. It's definitely a it's definitely a mixed topic. But yeah, 250 subscribers. That's a big milestone. It really is. And then we got Starfighter, which everybody that I know, they're excited for Starfighter. Or most people. Most people, some young people, but I guess they're kind of expecting it to be like a Star Wars Top Gun collab in a way. Just Top Gun with X-Wings and A-Wings and Star Wars ships. That's, I think, what the expectation is. Will it be that? I don't know. And then we got the Masters of the Universe movie. That should be good. I will have the I have the Death Star that I'm clobbing together from found parts, so when done it would be without stickers. Well, my Death Star has most of the stickers, not all of them, but I would say my wife won't go with me to see He-Man. Why not? I'm gonna go see He-Man with my dad and my uncle, 'cause that's what they grew up on. My dad grew up on Star Wars a little bit, and then he was a GI Joe kid, and then he did some He-Man. My uncle also did He-Man. She's too cool for school, apparently. Yeah. This He-Man movie, it's gonna be better than the original. There's no doubt about that one. Because the original He-Man was a terrible movie. You could not argue against that. It was a terrible movie. There, if this is somehow worse than the original, that would be a shocker to just anybody. But yeah, it's gonna be hard to mess He-Man up. And then you had the Netflix He-Man that came out a couple years back, kind of later pandemic years. I remember that. And I've watched some He-Man. It's a cool show. It's better than anything that production companies made for my generation. It is better than that. What it's also better than is, and that's also kind of what got me into vintage toys, is just seeing the seeing the cool things that generations past had. It would be interesting though if they did a study on um whose morale would be higher to generations with cool toys or generations without. That would be a cool study if they did. But yeah. We we're also gonna it's sounding like oh, have you seen the news that the Disney is quietly making efforts to kind of make the sequels its own, like, kind of off brand Star Wars? And this is Disney making this decision kind of quietly, which it would be great if they did. It wouldn't really change people's opinion, but it would signal to the fans that Disney cares once again and they're making efforts to correct themselves. But for Force Awakens, it's not a and I say this all the time. Force Awakens is not a bad movie. It's just grouped with a couple other bad movies, so it gets a bad reputation. Force Awakens was good, and then Force Awakens fans had high expectations going into The Last Jedi because of Force Awakens. So, Force Awakens, unfortunately, history has not been on its side. Whereas with the original Star Wars movies, it has. Force Awakens, at least, is better than Attack the Clones. I didn't mind the sequels too much, but also wasn't thoroughly impressed. Well, yeah, there is that. And I say it's not a bad movie. I never said it was a great movie. I I can live with Force Awakens being a Star Wars movie. It's because it didn't really do anything to wreck the characters. It just, Hondyne was a little disappointing. Okay. But that's kind of one moment. I know I am being mean-spirited, but I call the Force the Forced Hope Awakens. Well, I mean, yeah, it's a fair statement. It is a fair statement. What and um oh, yeah. So Star Wars Daddy, he's always wanted a R-rated Star Wars movie. That's his big thing. So this always slips my mind, but I just happened to glance over and see it. And we talked about this on last night's show. But yeah, read Star Wars Death Troopers. The director killed Tanya. But yeah, Star Wars Death Troopers. So it's a great book. I mean, just look at the cover. The cover looks great, and it just has the greatest moment in the. I'm not two main characters from the original trilogy show up. It could not have been written more beautifully. And so I read this for a school assignment, but it is I didn't have high expectations going into it, but this book is just it's a great Star Wars story. They could it's a great book overall. It really is. So, I would recommend reading it for those of you who haven't. It's a it's a beautiful book. Beautifully written. Not something I would say they would need to make into a movie, but it's a good story. It's a personally, it's one of my favorite. Heir to the Empire was good. I just because of that one moment where the two characters show up, it's not too much better, but I just personally like it more than Heir to the Empire. And of course, my favorite Star Wars book is Shadows of the Empire. Have to go, filming and eBay to do, but keep it up, yeah. Yeah, I'll be on your show tomorrow. Yeah. Tomorrow's when you're gaming is when you're gaming again. Well, we'll see Star Wars Daddy later. Glad he popped in. And 70 minutes into the show, so an hour and 10. So that is that. What else? What else should we talk about? Ooh, this is gonna be a tough one. Should we kind of jump into some reviews or just not really do anything? Or we could also do something else. We could, well, I'll have to step away from the camera to get the comics. But yeah, we're just chilling and chatting. Not really anything too fancy. Well, the whole purpose of the stream was for people to chat, so we're kind of losing it. But another wave of people come back in, because let's do our time check. It is 2:43 on the West Coast. It is 3:44 in Mountain Time. It is 5:44 Central Time and 6:44 on the East Coast. All right, I'm out. Have a good one. All right, well, we'll see you later, Jibber Jabber action figure. We'll see you. See you around. Come back to a stream sooner. Just keep watching the videos. I'll check out your videos. Yeah. If you're watching, go subscribe to Jibber Jabber action figure. And yeah. Well, our crew has kind of moved on. And well, I'm sure we'll gain a crowd back here. But yeah, people, well, there we go. Jibber Jabber action figure is out. Well, what should we do? Should we wait for another viewer? Or should we call it? We're gonna take a break, and I'll be back after the break. It'll be a minute or two, but I'll be back. Alright, we're back. We got a hot mic now. And what more should I do? So, while we don't have anybody here, I'm gonna stage the what do you call that? The studio for some gaming. And we'll just game for a little bit. Why don't we do that? So of course it's gonna be Star Wars themed, as it always is. We gotta keep our theme here. It's a Star Wars stream. So I'll step away, grab the gaming gear, and we'll get going. Alright, we got the gaming gear. So, bear with me here. I'll crank up the volume actually. Okay, so now we're being difficult. Or actually, should I have grabbed the other port? I don't think this cord is quite long. Well, no, that's definitely not true. Ugh. We'll end up doing is doing that. So that'll fix that issue. Now it's just gotta be long enough. Okay. Well, now we're being difficult. So, that was almost a disaster. This really should be a little more leeway here. Okay. That should do it. Or at least fix part of the problem. I'll grab a little stand to help kind of prop it up a little. No, I guess that won't work. I want to get you guys to able to. It'll make my life just so much easier. Okay. So, let's do some. What the? Alright. Going into a battle royale. We're just not getting a crowd here. Is my mic even on? Yeah, it is. Yeah, we got a hot mic. So we're gonna game. for just a little bit. But yeah, make sure you are chatting. That'll help. Hey, we got a viewer. We're just gaming right now. But yeah, feel free to chat, ask questions. We're just kind of relaxing. But yeah, we're relaxing. We're not doing anything too special, you could say. Oh, that's right on the line. Yeah, I don't think I want to go there. Yeah, we lost a viewer. Oh well. Yeah, well, we got him back. We got a viewer back. Back in the chat. That could actually work out. Well, no, it won't. But yeah, we got it still technically is Star Wars themed because we got Han Solo. You got your Imperial shuttles giving him his private escort down to the Fortnite battle map's surface. We're not entirely straying from the topic. Oh, you guys can't even hear it. Well, that's not helpful. There you go. Can you hear it now? You guys couldn't even hear the Star Wars music that was playing. Well, that sucks. Oh, I got a chest here. Oh, that one could be useful. Let's just get out of here. Oh, I wonder how I missed that. Oh, it's still better than nothing. Well, we're just chilling here. Yet to run into an opponent. We got some shots over here. We're just gonna run to them. Just like that. Oh no. Well, that's not good. What the? Should just like run now. Well, we have one kill. So that's good. What are we, top 47? We're doing good. Not too bad. Oh, we burnt out that. Is that me or? Well, let's head back down there. See if he's still there. Nope. Level 37, that's good. We'll just level up. So that's where he went. Ah, there we go. We'll take that one as well. Hey, we got a viewer. Thank you for tuning in. We're just gaming, but we'll get back to Star Wars momentarily. We lost him. That's just part of it. Oh, we got a person there. So we got some action coming up. What the? There we go. He is gone. Hmm. Hey, we got 2 viewers watching. Oh, I think we can swap that one out. And oh, actually, this one has gotten me a lot of kills. So we'll switch that one. Footsteps. And there he goes. He said goodbye. We'll switch that one out for a med kit. 17 remaining. We're doing great. We are doing great. I see him. And we lost. Dang it. Oh well, GG's. Yeah, alright, well. We're ranked up. Should I keep gaming, or should I move on to something else? Oh, we lost our viewer, so that tells me we shouldn't. So we'll power that off. We did a match. Let's see who our top fans are. Black Daddy Walks, number 5, Said the Sloth, number 4, number 3, Star Wars Daddy, number 2, HM Murdoch, 80, and number 1, Jibber Jabber Action Figure. Yeah, oh, that's great. So, we are at 94 minutes. Almost 100. So, what should I do? Should I just wait for another viewer? I think I might just do that. But yeah. No, let's see what we have. So browser. So that. See if I can't manage my channel. So I'm gonna try real quick to remove my other streams. No, I wanna... Can I remove streams on this? I'd be kind of curious if I could. It shows there's one watching. I'm just gonna... So, because my other streams are gonna be consuming the other viewers. So I would like to open the app on this. So I can maybe try to delete it. And I'll just click on it again. Click on that. Let's see here. Let's just see here. That's loading up. Oh. It's been a good stream. I think we've just slowed down a little bit. Viewers are going out, getting lunch, whatever. Well, there's people waiting for this one. So that tells me that... Man. Well, I guess I can't remove those other streams. It would be nice if I could. But I would have to end this one to do that. Although, what I'm gonna do now, at this point, I'm gonna end this stream. I'm gonna go over, we're gonna do a second stream. But the second one is, we're gonna have a little, just gonna get it fresh in the algorithm. Okay, continue it. So, we're gonna take a little break and we'll be back. Okay. So, with that being said, thank you all for watching. I'll be back in 10-20 minutes. So, stay tuned. But that's it for this stream, at least. There'll be another one in a little bit. Thank you all for watching. If you haven't already, please remember to like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and shout out to all the moderators for helping keep the chat clean. We had a troll on here earlier. that's it from me. Thank you all for watching, and I will see y'all in the next stream.